Hey, and a huge welcome to Steve's Kitchen. The other day I went looking for caramel toffees in the shop, the lovely soft flavoursome caramels, and there were none there. They were either coated in chocolate or they had a real artificial flavour. And they are so simple to make at home. I'm going to show you now how to make them and a couple of tips as well to get the best that you can out of your caramels. Now, when you're making caramels or toffees of any sort, get a nice thick bottomed saucepan because it distributes the heat nicely. If you don't, you're a good chance you're going to burn your caramel. So the ingredients for caramel are very simple. I've got 1.5 cups of a nice thick cream, at least 35% fat in this cream. Now, you may have had a caramel in the past where you thought that is absolutely delicious, and it's usually because they've used different combinations of sugars and creams. Really good quality cream can change the taste of your caramel immensely, and using a balance of different types of richness of sugar can also make a great difference. So experiment. Next, we're going to add 1 cup or 200 grams of granulated sugar. And then I've got 2/3 cup, 130 grams of a compacted soft brown sugar. I'm also adding 1/3 cup of glucose, that's a corn glucose, into there as well. And then using a spoon, I'm just going to stir that through. Now we take this over to our stove top and start to bring this up to the boil. So I have my pan now on the stove top and I'm mixing all those sugars and creams together. I want to bring this up to a nice simmering boil. Now, one thing, as you start to bring this up to a boil, I just want to take a brush and a little warm water, and I'm going to brush any sugar crystals that have formed on the side of the pan and let them drop back down into the syrup. If I don't, those little sugar crystals will burn. And for the moment, while we're bringing that up to a simmer, we can still keep stirring, but we might need to keep washing down those sugar crystals from the side of the pan. So once our sugars and cream have come up to a simmer, I'm going to take the spoon out. I don't want a spoon in there anymore. So I've brought my sugar and cream up to a nice rolling simmer now, and we're not going to stir it. We're just going to let that come up to about 120 degrees Celsius, that's 250 Fahrenheit, and that is a firm ball. That's what we want for this lovely caramel toffee. Now, whilst our caramel is coming up to temperature, I've got a 9-inch baking tin here, and I'm just going to take a little bit of butter and grease the inside of this tin. So you've got your butter inside the tin like that. I've also got a square of wax paper, or baking paper. I'm just going to push that in there now because we need somewhere to pour our caramel into. You could use foil, but I think wax paper works a lot better. And then that will be ready to pour our caramel into once it's come to temperature. Okay, my caramel has come up to temperature now. Just going to pop it onto a wooden board here. I've taken it off the heat, obviously. I'm going to take the thermometer out of there now and just put that somewhere safe. Now you can smell that beautiful caramel. See it bubbling there? What I want to do is just pop a tablespoon of butter, and I'm using a salted butter, so I don't need to add a little salt. If you don't use salted butter, add about 1/2 teaspoon of salt in there. We're just going to mix that through. This is just going to add a nice glaze to our caramel. And will you look at that now? I'm going to pour that into our prepared tin. Level that over the pan, and we need to leave that now for a good hour or so to let that cool down completely. Now, as for cleaning our pan, I've got a kettle of boiling hot water. I'm just going to pour that in there now, pop it on the stove, bring it up to a warm, and that will clean off the thermometer and any spoons that we've used. Now the whole house smells of caramel and they came out great. Have a look at this. Look, we can lift this out of the tray ever so easily like that, and because of the wax paper, it peels off so simply. I don't know if you can see that side on. Now, if you wanted your caramels to be thicker than this, use a slightly smaller pan. I really like it this thick. Now, I've got a knife here and I'm just going to trim a piece off. You'll see how easy this caramel cuts through. Just going to trim a little bit off the edge here. And that is my strip. Look at that, how soft that bends. That is a beautiful, soft caramel. Now, I cut a little bit off the end here just to show you guys what it tastes like. Now, here goes. Now, I don't put any vanilla or anything in here because I think caramel should stand alone. It should taste beautiful. Let's give this a try. That is true caramel. Don't put any flavors in it. Try it as it is. This is so good. I'm going to make something with this in the next couple of days, so stay tuned, look out. Please share the love on this one. I'll put some pictures up of this finished caramel here for you to look at now. Be good. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. It's a little while since I've made caramel. That is tasting absolutely delicious. I could eat that all as it is. Now I'm going to leave some links here to some other videos, and I'd love to hear your comments. Please try this caramel for yourself. Make it at home. Enjoy it. Be good. I'll see you next time.